For this exercise, we will use the same sample superstore data that we used in the previous exercise. The idea here is to create a facet wrap, a 2x2 plot, where we show one separate US map for each year of observations. First, let us check how many years of observation we have. Grab order date and drop it into columns. In my case, I have 16, 17, 18, and 19, 4 years of data. In your case, depending on the version of Tableau you are using and also the version of this data set, which is a sample data set bundled with Tableau, you will have different distribution. So you will have to accordingly adjust your formulae. I don't need this variable anymore, so I'm just going to drag it out. The way we want to create this graph is that there will be four US maps and they will be arranged this way. So on the top left corner here, we will have 2016. On the top right corner, we have 2017. So that will be our row 1. So row 1, column 1 will have 2016. Row 1, column 2 will have 2017. Then in the bottom left corner, we have 2018, and bottom right corner we have 2019 map. And that means that we have 18 and 19 in row 2, but the columns will be column number 1 and column number 2 respectively. In order to do that, we need to create two new variables called as column number and row number. So I have already created them. So let me show you the formula that I used there. So for row number, I used a formula: if year of the order date is less than or equal to 2017, then the row number should be 1. Otherwise, it will be 2, which will be true for 18 and 19. For column number, remember that in the first column we will have 16 and 18, both of which are even numbers. You can get an even number by dividing any given number by 2 and verifying whether the remainder is 0 or not. So here I'm using modulo, which is just a percentage sign, which gives you the remainder of this calculation, the division. So if this is true, which will be true for 16 and 18, then the column number will be 1. And if it is not true, which will be the case for 17 and 19, then the column number should be 2. Next, drag this column, this variable column number, and drop it in columns, and row number in rows. Next, we will make a change, actually 2 changes. We will, instead of right now, this is a measure, we will convert it into dimension. Not only that, we will also convert it into a discrete dimension. Similarly, the number of rows will be a dimension, and that too it will be a discrete dimension. So accordingly, you should get a 2x2 table like this. So now we are in a position to make our maps, because all we need to do is that we have to somehow map the US maps to each one of these. So we grab longitude, drop it in columns, grab latitude, drop it in rows, and there you are. These are your 4 US maps. Grab county, drop it on not country, sorry, state, and drop it on detail. Okay, and if you want, can make it, if you wanted this to be a map, it will be like this. And then finally grab sales and drop it on size. So actually in this case, why don't I remove the, rather than map, I just keep it as circle. Yeah, it's better this way. And now you can see that we have in 2016 California total sales were $91,304. In 2017 they were 88,000. 18 they were 131, and in 19 they were $146,000. You must have noticed that we actually do not have the number of year anywhere. Even on the labels you don't see them. The reason is that we did not use that variable at all anywhere. So we can add that. Before that, let's get rid of all these headers. So here, hide field columns, and then show header, remove this. Again, hide field labels for rows and show header, and then we have more space. I'm going to place 2016 label here, annotate it like this. So go right click and say click on annotate area, and we'll say this is 2016. Right, so you can place it wherever you want specifically, and you can change the font color or font size or anything that you want here. So we'll do the same for each one of them. That's it. All right, so this is how we make our facet wrap with 4 different US maps.